What if I told you that right now, in the depths of our oceans, creatures with 3 hearts and blue blood are outsmarting some of the world's most advanced predators? These aren't science fiction monsters or deep-sea myths. They're octopuses, and they might just be the most alien intelligent life we'll ever encounter on Earth. But here's the twist that'll blow your mind. Everything you think you know about intelligence, consciousness, and what it means to be smart is about to get flipped upside down. The octopus shouldn't exist. Seriously, from a biological standpoint, these creatures are walking contradictions that challenge everything we understand about life itself. Picture this: a soft-bodied animal with absolutely no skeleton, no shell, no armor of any kind, somehow thriving in an ocean packed with hungry sharks, aggressive dolphins, and countless other predators. It's like sending a marshmallow to survive in a blender factory. Yet not only do they survive, they've been dominating marine ecosystems for over 500 million years. But wait, it gets weirder. These creatures have 3 hearts pumping bright blue blood through their boneless bodies. And here's where it gets absolutely insane. 2 of those hearts exist solely to pump blood through their gills for breathing. The 3rd heart handles everything else, circulating that alien blue blood throughout their body. And here's the kicker that'll make you question reality itself. When an octopus swims, that main heart literally stops beating. They're essentially giving themselves a heart attack every time they decide to swim quickly, which is why most octopuses prefer to crawl along the ocean floor rather than swim. It's not laziness, it's survival. That blue blood isn't just for show either. While our blood uses iron-based hemoglobin to carry oxygen, giving us that familiar red color, octopuses evolved something completely different. Their blood contains copper-based hemocyanin, which turns blue when it carries oxygen. This copper-based system is actually more efficient than ours in cold, low-oxygen environments like the deep ocean. It's like they evolved a completely different biological operating system that works better in conditions that would leave us gasping for air. But that's just the beginning of their biological impossibilities. The real mind-bender starts when you realize that an octopus doesn't just have 1 brain. It has 9. That's right, 9 separate thinking centers working together in ways that science is only beginning to understand. The central brain sits in their head, sure, but each of their 8 arms contains its own mini-brain with millions of neurons. These aren't just simple nerve clusters either. Each arm brain can taste, smell, touch, and make complex decisions completely independently of the main brain. Think about that for a second. While you're consciously deciding to pick up a cup of coffee, an octopus arm might be exploring a crevice, tasting potential food, determining if it's safe, and deciding whether to grab it, all without the octopus's main brain even knowing what's happening. It's like having 8 incredibly smart assistants that can work completely on their own while you focus on other things. But here's where it gets truly bizarre. If you cut off an octopus arm, that severed limb will continue responding to stimuli, moving around, and even trying to feed itself for up to an hour after being separated from the body. The arm literally keeps thinking and acting on its own, like some kind of biological zombie appendage. Scientists have watched in amazement as these disembodied arms crawl around, react to threats, and attempt to bring food to where they think the mouth should be. It's as if each arm has its own consciousness, its own agenda, its own way of experiencing the world. Researchers studying this phenomenon discovered that the arms can even reject food they don't like or accept food they find appealing, making independent taste decisions without any input from the central nervous system. This isn't just reflexes. This is genuine decision-making happening at the limb level. But the weirdness doesn't stop there. Remember how we mentioned their incredible camouflage abilities? Well, it turns out octopuses can change their appearance faster than you can blink, literally. In under 200 milliseconds, they can completely transform their color, pattern, and even the texture of their skin to match their surroundings perfectly. They're like living, breathing mood rings with the processing power of a supercomputer. But here's the truly mind-bending part. Most octopuses are actually colorblind. How can a creature that's colorblind create perfect color matches with its environment? Scientists were stumped by this paradox for decades until they discovered something that sounds like pure science fiction. The octopus's skin can actually see light independently of its eyes. That's right. Their skin contains the same light-sensitive proteins found in their eyes, meaning their entire body's surface acts like a massive, distributed visual system. It's as if they're covered in millions of tiny eyes that can detect light and color, allowing them to match their surroundings even when their main eyes can't distinguish between colors. This distributed vision system works so well that pieces of octopus skin removed from the body and placed in a laboratory dish will still respond to changes in light and adjust their color accordingly. The skin literally continues to see and react even when it's completely separated from the nervous system. It's like having a tattoo that can change itself based on what shirt you're wearing, except infinitely more complex and happening at the cellular level. The octopus uses this impossible biology to become a master of disguise that puts any special effects team to shame. They don't just change colors. They reshape their entire body texture, creating ridges, bumps, spikes, and smooth areas to perfectly mimic rocks, coral, seaweed, or sand. They can make half their body look like a rock, while the other half resembles flowing seaweed, essentially becoming two different things simultaneously. Some species can even mimic the appearance and movement patterns of completely different animals, like flounders, lionfish, or sea snakes, transforming not just their appearance, but their behavior to complete the illusion. One particularly crafty species called the mimic octopus has been observed imitating over 15 different marine animals, choosing its disguise based on what predator is threatening it. Facing a damselfish? No problem. Transform into a venomous flatfish that damselfish avoid. Being hunted by a crab? Quick! Become a mantis shrimp that can punch with the force of a bullet. It's like having a complete costume collection stored in your DNA, ready to deploy at a moment's notice. But all of this incredible biology serves a deeper purpose. It supports an intelligence that scientists are still struggling to comprehend. These creatures don't just survive in the ocean. They thrive through pure brain power. Octopuses have been observed using tools in ways that were once thought impossible for invertebrates. They collect coconut shells, carry them for long distances, and then assemble them into portable shelters when needed. This isn't just tool use. It's planning for future needs, a cognitive ability that requires imagining scenarios that don't exist yet. Even more impressive, they've been caught working together with fish in coordinated hunting parties. Picture this. An octopus positions itself as the leader of a mixed species group, directing different types of fish to specific locations to maximize the hunting success of the entire group. The octopus makes the strategic decisions, using its intelligence to coordinate the natural abilities of its temporary partners. When fish don't follow directions, the octopus has been observed punching them, not out of anger, but as a form of communication to get the team back on track. They solve mazes, open child-proof bottles, escape from seemingly impossible enclosures, and demonstrate what can only be described as curiosity-driven exploration. In laboratory settings, octopuses have learned to navigate complex puzzles just for the mental stimulation, showing no interest in food rewards once they've figured out the challenge. They play with objects, explore their environments purely out of curiosity, and have been observed engaging in what scientists can only describe as pranks, like squirting water at researchers they recognize or rearranging their tank decorations when they're bored. Perhaps most remarkably, octopuses demonstrate individual personalities and can recognize and remember specific humans, even when those humans are wearing identical clothing. They form preferences, hold grudges, and show what appears to be genuine emotion. Some octopuses are bold and adventurous, while others are cautious and methodical. They have been observed sulking when experiments don't go their way and celebrating when they solve particularly challenging puzzles. But here's what makes their intelligence truly alien and fascinating. They evolved it completely independently from us. While our intelligence developed through millions of years of social cooperation, complex family structures, and group problem solving, octopuses are almost entirely solitary creatures. They don't raise their young, rarely interact with other octopuses except to mate, and have no social hierarchy or community structures to speak of. Yet somehow, they developed problem-solving abilities that rival those of mammals that have been evolving social intelligence for tens of millions of years. This means that intelligence isn't just one thing that evolved one way. It's a solution that life found multiple times through completely different evolutionary pressures and biological mechanisms. The octopus brain works nothing like ours. It's distributed, decentralized, and operates on principles we're still trying to understand. While our brains centralize most decision-making in one location, octopus cognition is spread throughout their body, creating a form of consciousness that might be as foreign to us as anything we could imagine encountering in deep space. Scientists studying octopus intelligence have discovered behaviors that challenge our understanding of consciousness itself. Some octopuses appear to dream, changing colors and moving their arms as if they're hunting or hiding in their sleep. Others have been observed engaging in what can only be described as play, behaviors that serve no survival purpose but seem to bring them genuine enjoyment. They've been caught juggling rocks, playing with water jets, and even appearing to get excited when presented with new puzzles to solve. The evolutionary journey that created these incredible creatures is just as mind-blowing as their abilities. Around 600 million years ago, the lineage that would eventually produce octopuses split from the branch that would create all vertebrate life, including us. This means that the last common ancestor we shared with octopuses was a simple worm-like creature with barely any nervous system at all. From that humble beginning, two completely separate evolutionary experiments in intelligence began. While our branch developed backbones, centralized brains, and social cooperation, the octopus lineage took a radically different approach. They remained soft-bodied, developed distributed intelligence, and survived through individual cunning rather than group cooperation. The fact that both experiments succeeded in creating highly intelligent life suggests that intelligence isn't a rare accident. It's a powerful survival strategy that evolution tends to discover whenever the conditions are right. The octopus proves that intelligence can emerge from the most unlikely circumstances. These creatures live fast and die young. Most species live only 1 to 2 years, yet they pack more learning, problem-solving, and cognitive development into their brief lives than animals that live for decades. They're born with almost no parental guidance, yet quickly develop complex behavioral repertoires that would impress any animal psychologist. It's as if they download a complete education in survival and intelligence directly from their genes, then spend their short lives improvising and innovating on that foundation. What makes studying octopus intelligence so crucial for understanding consciousness itself is that it gives us a completely independent example of how complex cognition can emerge. Every other intelligent animal we study, from dolphins to elephants to great apes, shares a relatively recent common ancestor with us. They all have backbones, centralized brains, and social structures that evolved in similar ways to our own. But octopuses are different. They're so far removed from us evolutionary that studying their intelligence is like getting a glimpse of how alien minds might actually work. The implications are staggering. If intelligence can evolve independently in creatures as different from us as octopuses, what does that say about the possibility of finding intelligent life elsewhere in the universe? The octopus suggests that intelligence isn't tied to any specific body plan, brain structure, or evolutionary history. It's a solution that life finds when survival demands it, regardless of the biological starting point. These incredible creatures are living proof that Earth is already home to alien intelligence. They think differently, perceive the world differently, and solve problems using cognitive strategies that we're only beginning to understand. In their brief lives, they challenge everything we thought we knew about consciousness, intelligence, and what it means to be aware. They're not just another animal. They're a window into entirely different ways of experiencing reality, thinking about problems and navigating the world. The next time you see an octopus, remember that you're not just looking at another sea creature. You're encountering a form of intelligence that evolved completely independently from our own, developed solutions to survival that we never considered, and achieved consciousness through biological mechanisms that seem impossible. They're the closest thing to meeting an alien intelligence that we may ever experience, and they've been sharing our planet all along, quietly demonstrating that the universe's capacity for creating conscious, thinking beings is far more vast and creative than we ever imagined. That's a wrap on today's wild journey. But here at the Zoo-phoria show, we're just getting started exploring nature's most incredible stories. Subscribe if you want to keep discovering the shocking, hilarious, and downright unbelievable truths about the animals sharing our planet. Your next favorite animal fact is just one click away.